Hello artists, my photographers. We're here I'm just outside and I want to just talk again about horizon line and just a few tips for you guys to keep in mind that we are thinking about when we're taking pictures of horizon line. So remember that you want to have, a focal point or point of interest in your image. And remember that we are not placing our horizon line in the center. So horizon line where our land and our sky meet there. So you don't want that in the center. You either want to place that upper third or lower third. And that's going to depend on what you want sort of to be the main interest in your photograph. So if we place it here along that sort of upper third line, then we see this kind of interesting reeds and grasses at the side here. Those are kind of coming into the photograph in sort of the rule of thirds area. So I would say this composition right here is a pretty good composition. You can also, switch up and say, okay, what I want this photograph to be about is the sky. So I'm going to raise it'd be nicer if there was like a sunset there, or if there was some really cool things happening in the sky. That's kind of a boring sky. So I wouldn't say that would be my point of interest, but if there was a nice sunset there, then that would be a really great composition and layout for having that horizon line on the lower thirds there, and then the picture is mostly about the sky. So for here, what's happening right now, I'd probably snap it like about there. That would be where I would take that picture. So that's just one little, just to kind of remind us, we're not placing it in the center. We're thinking about what's interesting in our image, and we're deciding from there what we want to take that photograph of. If we want to look at this, I'm going to go in a little bit closer here. If I want that dock to be kind of my main point of interest, I'd probably want to get down. I don't really like that too much yet, but I'd probably want to go down and get maybe more of these rocks in the photograph. And maybe I'm going to kind of bend down lower. That ends up being a little bit more of a cool shot. So there, I've got my horizon line, the upper third. The rocks are kind of coming into the side there, and then that dock is kind of in that other rule of thirds area. If I go up and put my horizon line in the center where we don't want to put it, you see that's not as good of a picture, whereas here that's just much more of an interesting photograph like that. And then this one doesn't really work for having it in the lower third there, because that sky is just really boring. There's not much happening there. So about there would kind of be where I would snap that one. All right, guys, get out there outside and be practicing those horizon line ideas.